Alright, YouTubers, we are on to Group B here. This is Fantasy versus BackHo. BackHo, fresh off a back injury, coming back to play some StarCraft. His back is back. Oh, BackHo's back is back to rock Fantasy's face here. Of course, Fantasy, his best matchup is against Protoss. So I am looking forward to this match a lot, actually. A lot of people kind of make fun of BackHo, mostly because of his name, I think. I just don't think it translates well to English, even though it means white tiger in Korean. But BackHo's actually a pretty good player. He's made it to semifinals before. 4, 3, 2, 1. He had the misfortune of having to go against July in the semifinals of his last OSL that he was moving up in. And in the Bacchus OSL, he injured his back, so Bisu took his spot. There's actually a comment about that someone left in one of their predictions. I'll read that in a Bisu match coming up here. But over at the 2 o'clock in red was Fantasy, and over here at the 10 o'clock in yellow is the Ho. The Ho is coming to rock some faces. Wonder if his teammates... Like, if he owes them money, they go up to him, he's like, "Ho, where's my money?" Okay, that was immature. Let's turn up the maturity level here. This is a very professional commentary, and I'm going to straighten my tie and do this professionally. That is a nice vulture drawing. Hey, let's get some predictions here. On my sheet of paper, the Fantasy versus BackHo predictions. S-Craft 2010. Right. BackHo finishes researching Ho Drive and leaves everyone 2 light years behind in a huge upset in Group B. I don't think it would be that huge of an upset, actually, because BackHo is pretty evenly matched in this group. BackHo is putting down his gateway there. But yeah, I think BackHo... he pretty much has what it takes to beat any player in this group. I mean, if he were the last pick in, say, Group A or something, I would say basically he has no chance. But I think he can win against Stork. I think he can win against Type B. And if he tries really, really hard, he might be able to beat Fantasy here. But Fantasy's... his versus Protoss is pretty insane. The last match I remember seeing him against a Protoss was against Jangbi, and... that was just incredible. It was just a micro battle. I think it was probably the best TVP of the year so far, because it was just an insane micro battle from both players, but Fantasy just out-microed Jangbi, and he just has insane macro and micro when it comes to versus Protoss. And he's evening up his other matchups, too. He's always had good TVT, and he's starting to get good versus Zerg, too. He's got to polish his versus Zerg play a little bit, but yeah, he's bringing some innovation into this. It looks like BackHo... BackHo, that probe was barely not scouted by Fantasy there, so BackHo is going to probably put up a proxy robotics facility, is my guess here. That is probably the cybernetics core coming down for BackHo inside of his main. So yeah, I think we're going to see a proxy robotics facility here. Fantasy might be feeling a little... anxious at this point. If he has the game sense, if he has excellent game sense here, he'll be able to know that he did not scout that probe coming down. He probably would have seen that if the probe was coming straight from the base. He would have been able to see that with his SCV. So if Fantasy is mindful here, he's going to be able to go out and stop BackHo from putting down a proxy robotics facility for Reavers, proxy Reavers. Fantasy is getting pretty suspicious of Fantasy noticing that BackHo is kind of missing something inside of his base here. He is definitely looking for cheese right now. Oh, I think he's going to find this. Yep, he's going to find this pylon. So yeah, BackHo is not going to be able to put down a robotics facility, I think. Unless Fantasy didn't scout that. I'm pretty darn sure he did scout that 12 o'clock pylon, though. I think he got within range of it with his SCV. But, yeah, I think BackHo's kind of abandoned that plan. He's going to use that pylon sort of as a scout if Fantasy should try to go straight to BackHo's base with a drop ship full of units. He'll be able to scout that, and looks like Fantasy will have to go another direction there. But Fantasy is going to put down another base, And this game has gone back to standard. BackHo does not want to risk putting down proxy robotics over there now that Fantasy knows about that pylon. Looks like he's upgrading Dragoon range right now, actually. And BackHo's coming up, trying to try to do a little bit of damage to the supply depot, while Fantasy isn't going to worry about this too much. He has a tank coming out here, and all he has to do really is repair that supply depot a little bit, just keep it from going down, and yep, the tank comes out just in time to fend off that Dragoon. Let's get another prediction from a Nukanite. UGC4 writes, Fantasy will win this OSL. He has been unstoppable since the last OSL. He might struggle in TVT, but he will destroy everyone, much like Flash did in 07. He's talking about Flash's Bacchus, the original Bacchus OSL, where Flash just destroyed everyone. But I don't think Fantasy is going to struggle in TVT at all. TVT used to be his best matchup. His record doesn't really reflect that now, but I think he's still extremely good at it. Yeah, Fantasy is becoming the next big Terran. Slowly but surely, I think he will take up that role over Flash and over Lita and over some other Terrans. I think it's just a matter of time because of his great coaches, and he has a great bunch of players to practice against. But here comes the Comsat station for Fantasy, getting ready, getting prepared just in case there are any Dark Templars coming into the mix. BackHo kind of hid his robotics support bay off into a place where Fantasy wouldn't scan it when he does do his initial scan of the main. And BackHo isn't expanding again. I'm pretty sure he's going straight from one base right now. He might be trying to end this game early, putting down his observatory right now. So we'll see when BackHo actually decides to expand here. He has some troops by his natural expansion, but that doesn't quite mean that he's going to expand right now. Fantasy is getting a couple of tanks, going to siege those up here soon, just to play it safe, while BackHo is going to go in with a shuttle with Reavers in it. I think he has probably one Reaver and probably a couple of Zealots to drop and take the tank fire while he drops a Reaver to get the harassment. Uh-oh, a Wraith out for Fantasy. If this Wraith intercepts the shuttle, this could be huge. BackHo will be forced to drop off his units wherever he can. Uh-oh, looks like BackHo's coming in here with his shuttle. The Wraith coming in to intercept that. That shuttle is going to go down eventually. So BackHo's going to come in here. BackHo deciding to completely commit here. He's putting his Reaver in. Uh-oh, this is going to be a huge battle. He's coming in, trying to get rid of the tank. This is super aggressive play here, but there is a bunker in here. This bunker could be the deciding factor of this game. Fantasy is going to try to siege on the high ground here and take out these Dragoons. BackHo could not take down the bunker, and I think that will make the difference here. Even though he did manage to get rid of a lot of tanks there, he did not make use of that attack, and he's just now getting up his second base, so he's going to be economically behind, that's for sure. I think he's taking another base actually at the 9 o'clock, so he's going to try to even up the macro here a little bit. But yeah, that was quite a fail on BackHo's part. I can see why he did that, because he was going to lose that shuttle anyway, so might as well make some use of it and drop it in with a major attack like that. But I don't think he was really anticipating that bunker and how much trouble that the bunkered Marines would be causing for him. Those bunkered Marines are high-fiving each other right now because that was excellent defense from Fantasy there. Okay. Looks like we are seeing a very standard macro game from both players now. And Fantasy is not really committing to... Yeah, he's not really committing to putting down turrets or anything like that at the moment. He is just getting out more Wraiths, actually. So he's going to use Wraiths to keep the shuttles away here. Uh-oh, he has a dropship out, and that dropship is being scouted by BackHo's observer. But looks like Fantasy is not quite using that dropship yet to put on the harassment, but I think it's only a matter of time. He's going to be able to use that to drop a couple of tanks behind the mineral line, maybe drop some vultures as well to take out some probes.